welcome to another live. And today I'm connected from a work cafe. I hope you can hear me really well. And I wasn't not planning to do this live today. I was planning to do it yesterday, which I did, but I realized that I put the date wrong for today, so I'm doing the live anyway. Bienvenue dans ce live en direct d'un autre setting. Je suis dans un espace coworking. J'espère que vous pouvez bien m'entendre. Si vous ne m'entendez pas bien, dites-le moi. De toute manière, ce live va être un peu plus court parce que c'était pas prévu. C'est un live extra en plus. Et aujourd'hui, on va discuter, comme hier, comment atteindre ses objectifs, même avec un agenda chargé. Et je vais le faire en anglais. Et à la fin, je ferai un petit récap en français au lieu de faire bilingue point par point. Parce que sinon, on s'en mêle un petit peu les pinceaux. Et je refais ce live parce que je me rends compte que j'ai mis une mauvaise date et il y a quand même des personnes inscrites. Donc je vais honorer ma parole de faire ce live, même si c'était une erreur. So you can all, just enjoy. But I'm gonna keep it shorter today. Et avant que je commence 100% en anglais, mais je vais me présenter un petit peu pour ceux qui ne me connaissent pas, brièvement. Moi, c'est Aurélie Edjidimo, je suis coach en anglais et j'aime bien me présenter comme Aurélie, aka Oh Really, parce que c'est réellement comme ça que je me présente en anglais, parce que Aurélie, c'est très francophone et je me rappelle, je devais toujours dire Aurélie a little bit like Oh Really, et ça brise la glace et c'est devenu maintenant mon nom d'entreprise. Et voilà, et moi j'ai remarqué que beaucoup de dirigeants francophones se sentent encore mal à l'aise en anglais, perdent leurs moyens, se sentent frustrés, n'arrivent pas à vraiment gérer des réunions en anglais, à avoir leur position de leader en anglais. Pourtant, le cerveau est extraordinaire et ils sont extraordinaires. Et moi, j'interviens pour les aider à déverrouiller ou dérouiller leur anglais oral pour gagner en impact, en crédibilité et en opportunité à l'international. Et je le fais grâce à ma méthode des 5 C qui est basée sur les neurosciences, comment le cerveau apprend, comment optimiser son apprentissage. Parce que si on apprend, autant bien le faire. Sinon, moi, j'ai toujours eu cette physiologie de si je le fais pas bien, vaut mieux pas le faire, il vaut mieux se reposer et faire autre chose. Et aussi basé sur le leadership communication. So let's go for this short live, a little bit different from a different setting. Today, welcome to my co-working space with other people. So I hope you can hear me well despite the background noise. And by the way, you can take part if you want to practice your English live with me. You can join. I'm going to share a link right now in the comment section, and join me by clicking on the link, and you're going to be live with me if you wish. If not, I'm okay. I'm going to entertain yourself with value. But I've never done that before. So let's see if there's going to be a brave person who is going to join me today or not. Let's see. If not, let's get down to business. Let's talk about how you can reach your English goals, even with a busy schedule. And I'm going to answer to this question through my method, what I call the 5 C's method. And I've got some notes to keep track of my thoughts, even though it's something that I mastered, so I keep on track with the time. Feel free to ask me some questions as I'm talking, and if you don't understand anything, you can ask me a question in English or in French, even in Spanish. And yeah, let's see how it's gonna go, and let's go. Well, I'm laughing because I lost my page. Oh yeah, I found it. Yes, I'm still old school and write my notes on notebooks from time to time. It helps me focus and it helps me organize my thoughts as much as I can. So, how to reach your goals? First, element is the first C of my method, 5 Cs, is the C for connection. The starting point is to be connected, and connected to what? To many things, including your brain. Remember, I told you that what I do is inspired by neuroscience, so how the brain learns. And one way to be connected to yourself, to your brain, and to respect the way your brain works, to work together with your brain instead of against your brain, is your motivation, your why. And you probably have heard about the importance of the why, but it really makes a difference. It makes you more productive. It makes you kind of more intelligent and more efficient. So before your starting point is to think about why exactly you want to improve your English, because many people I talk to, they say, I want to have a higher level in English, I want to have an advanced level, I want to have a C1 or C2 level, which is a noble goal, uh, but it's too abstract. Why is it that you want to reach that goal? Because if you think too theoretically, then you're going to be lost. You don't know where you're going to start. You don't know where to start, because what does it mean actually to have an advanced level? But if you know exactly what's your why, for instance, I had a client who wanted to be able to negotiate in English more efficiently as a lawyer, so that's what she needed to have an advanced level. She also was advancing in her career and she wants to have that position of a leader. So that's why she needed to get to the next level. And this is going to give you a right focus and help you gain lots of time if you know where you are going, right? Because if you don't know to which direction you're going to try one way, another way, and you're just going to circle around and never progress and reach a plateau where you can't go to the next level. Again, I hope you can hear me well. Feel free to let me know if not. Then another element, once you know where you are going, once you know your direction, right, we can get to the next C, the C for context. By the way, everything is connected. All the C's, they kind of overlap, right? But it's a framework that gives you structure and that helps bring results. So your context, what is your context? Because we all have different contexts, and thinking about your context is going to save you time, because remember, I'm helping you reach your goals even when you're busy. And think about, in which context do you want to be able to speak English, or are you going to have to speak English? When are you confronted? For instance, I work with really different clients. Some clients, they have to speak English in the context of law, as I said, negotiating contract. Others, I have a client who is a director of mine company. Well, he has to give lots of report. That's another context. Another client who works in finance. I had one client who worked in crypto money and the beauty industry. This is a completely different context, and from one client to another, we practice something completely different. Let's say if the client in finance focused on what we did with the client in the beauty industry and crypto money, well, that would be a waste of time because it's not useful for her. And what is powerful about that is not only this context is gonna make you focus on something useful, gain time, but it's also going to motivate you because it's going to allow you to learn something that is useful for you. And if it's useful, then you see results, then you're motivated and you are commit you have commitment, because with commitment, that's how you reach your goals, right? So think about your context. That's one thing for you now. In which context do you want to be able to speak English better? And this is connected to the next C, which is content, because your context is going to give you your content. That's what you're going to be focusing on. And here there are two keys. On one hand, it's going to help you build the language, so all the vocabulary you will need, the key structures that you will need in your field, so you can become an expert in your field and you know what to focus on. And the beauty of it is that the common words, they always come again because they are common words. So whether you learn English through your field, if you're in finance or in beauty or in crypto money or whatever your sector, law, you're going to learn your expertise, but you're also going to bump into the common words and at the same time learn that plain English, we call it, or right? And on the one hand, so I was saying you will focus on your language. So one thing you can do right now in order to know what to do is to think about, okay, which kind of key vocabulary do I need in my sector? If you work as a, for example, in the financial industry, what's your expertise exactly? Do you know how to talk about your work in English, about your expertise? Think about your daily task. Do you know how to describe them to a colleague, to your boss, to a person that is not in your field? And this is going to build your content. And on the other hand, you also need to practice your communication skills. And this is what is going to make you speak English like a leader, which is the name of this series. And that's my key, that's my secret to help you speak English like a leader by helping you developing your communication skills, like giving a presentation if you have to, and also having the right mindset using neuroscience principles, like the power of silence, for example, like where you should put your focus on when you deliver a message to do it with impact, and so on and so forth. And just focusing on the ones you need, again, because you don't have time to go all over the place, right? You want to be efficient. Okay, and then that brings us to the fourth C, which again is connected to the last one and all the other ones, which is C for clarity. One key is attention and focus. Once you know your connection, your motivation, your content, your context, you have clarity as to what to do and how to move from one point to another. This is going to be bring attention, and attention, we know in neuroscience, attention is key for learning. You need to really put your attention on what matters, right? And also, this is connected to the fact that less is more. Many times when we are super motivated, like, oh, this year in 2026, I'm going to work on my English. Well, we start watching some series, doing Duolingo, reading a book, and writing all the new words we bump into, which is great. If you're doing that, keep going. I'm always encourage people to practice as much as they need or want. The more you expose yourself to the language, the better. But you can do it in a smart way, since you don't have time, right? If you have all the time of the world, well, do what you want. But if you want to be efficient, bring clarity in your learning journey through your focus on your context and content by doing less but having more results and more impact. And this is what my for example, one client told me, we do this 1 minute challenge, which is only 1 minute a day, and after 2 weeks he felt really a huge difference because we focused on describing what he needs to describe in his daily job, and he could feel the difference when he had a meeting with Chinese partners, where the meeting was more comfortable. He felt more confident. He was speaking with more fluency and was able to collaborate with them. And then the last C is confidence. Confidence comes with practice, and again, all is connected. Now that you know what you're going to focus on, you're going to practice only what you need. You know, for example, I speak Spanish. I live in Spain, but for the first 2 years, I wasn't improving. I was practicing, yes, but only the same thing. I was only saying hola, ¿qué tal? To my neighbors or on the street, but I wasn't really practicing to a level that I needed for my personal goals. So, practice is good, but it's not enough. Actually, we always say practice makes perfect, but the true statement should be practice makes permanent. So you can be permanently at a beginner level or at an average level, even you are practicing. I know people who are living here in Spain for 5 years, 10 years, and they still don't speak in Spanish really well. Or on the other hand, I know people living in England or the US and don't speak English really well, even though they practice. It's because they don't think about what I've told you before and what they need to reach their goals. So build confidence with smart practice. All right. So this was one way for you to reach your English goals, even if you're busy. Maintenant, je vais faire un petit récap en français. Je vais aller rapidement. Donc, j'ai partagé la méthode des 5 C pour t'aider à finalement t'organiser pour atteindre tes objectifs. Le premier, c'est de connexion, connecter à ta motivation, à ton why, à ton pourquoi. Parce que très souvent, on se dit, je veux apprendre l'anglais, mais c'est trop large. Ou on se dit, je veux avoir un niveau avancé ou un niveau C2, mais ça veut dire quoi exactement? C'est trop abstrait. Quand on a ça en tête, on s'éparpille. On est agité. On fait Duolingo par-ci, on lit un livre par-là. On dépense son énergie sans atteindre ses objectifs. Donc, pense exactement pourquoi tu veux apprendre l'anglais, qu'est-ce que ça va apporter. Et avec cette réponse, ça va déjà te donner un cadre et aussi ça va te motiver. Et on sait que quand on est motivé, on performe mieux. D'ailleurs, c'est prouvé neuroscientifiquement, c'est fou. Il y a un changement physique qui s'opère dans ton cerveau quand tu es motivé. Donc, pense à ça. Sois connecté à ton cerveau. Ensuite, le deuxième C, c'est le C de contexte. Pense à ton contexte. Là, on va plus en précision. Dans quel contexte exactement est-ce que tu seras amené à parler anglais? Donc, j'ai donné des exemples. Les contextes peuvent vraiment varier. J'ai des clients qui sont dans la finance, qui sont juristes, ou dans les mines, ou même dans la beauté, le crypto-monnaie. Et chaque contexte est différent. Maintenant, pose-toi un moment et imagine-toi parler anglais. Dans quelle situation tu vas parler anglais? Quel type de de contexte finalement, je me répète, tu vas parler anglais, quelle est ton expertise, et ça va te donner un cadre, et ça va nous amener au troisième C, qui est le C de contenu. Ton contexte va donner le contenu, donc grâce à ton contexte, tu vas voir quel vocabulaire tu vas avoir besoin, et aussi, donc ici il y a deux parties, il y a le langage et communication. Donc le côté technique en anglais, ton expertise, parce que ça sert à rien de s'éparpiller. Par exemple, j'ai travaillé il y a quelques années avec des personnes de l'armée de l'air en Espagne, et leur contexte est vraiment différent peut-être du tien si tu es dans les finances. Si tu commences à apprendre le vocabulaire de l'aviation en anglais, tu vas perdre ton temps. Donc concentre-toi sur ce qui est utile pour toi. Et ensuite, bien évidemment, il y a des mots réguliers qui reviennent encore et encore en anglais. Et ce qui est bien avec cette approche, c'est que tu vas prendre ton expertise et puis ces mots qui reviennent, tu vas aussi pouvoir les utiliser dans ton contexte. Ok. Ensuite, tout ça, tous ces 3 C, chaque C sont connectés, ça va t'amener de la clarté et de la concentration. Parce que le problème, souvent, quand on a un plateau et qu'on n'arrive pas à atteindre ses objectifs, c'est parce qu'on n'a pas de clarté sur quoi faire. Mais si tu sais déjà quoi faire, tu seras concentré et ça va t'amener des résultats et tu seras motivé. Et aussi, tu vas faire peu, mais en ayant beaucoup d'impact. Parce que comme on dit, less is more. C'est mieux de se concentrer sur un objectif précis et avancer petit à petit que de s'éparpiller à droite à gauche. Et puis finalement, on ne s'améliore pas vraiment. D'accord. Et ensuite, le dernier point que j'ai mentionné, c'était la confiance. Et la confiance vient notamment à travers la pratique, mais une pratique intelligente. Smart practice with focusing on what we've just mentioned. Ou je suis en anglais, en se focalisant sur ce que je viens de mentionner. Parce qu'on peut pratiquer sans vraiment s'améliorer. Oui, je l'ai vécu. Moi, je vis en Espagne. Et les premières années, je ne m'améliorais pas parce que je disais toujours la même chose. Hola, ¿qué tal, sans m'améliorer. Je connais aussi plein de personnes qui vivent ici, qui parlent tout anglais, ils ne s'améliorent pas en espagnol. Et vice-versa, des personnes avec l'anglais, ils disent toujours la même chose, ils ne s'améliorent pas. Pourquoi? Parce qu'ils n'ont pas pensé à leur contexte, leur content, leur connexion, comme j'ai dit, notamment, et voir ce qui va leur amener là où ils veulent aller. Exactement. Donc, en te concentrant sur ça, tu vas pouvoir gagner du temps, avoir plus d'impact et atteindre tes objectifs en anglais. Et voilà. I hope you can hear me well. J'espère que vous avez pu m'entendre. C'est un cadre un petit peu différent aujourd'hui parce que, comme j'ai dit au début de la vidéo, j'ai fait une erreur sur la date de mon live. Sur LinkedIn, ça a été mis pour le jeudi alors que je voulais faire le mercredi. D'ailleurs, j'ai fait un live hier, mercredi. Mais vu qu'il y avait des personnes inscrites pour ce live le jeudi, je me suis dit que je vais quand même le faire, même si je ne suis pas dans mon cadre habituel, je suis dans un co-working. Donc, si tu me regardes encore jusqu'ici, à parler avec un bruit de fond dont j'ai aucune idée comment ça s'entend, si c'est agréable, ben, merci d'avoir regardé jusqu'au bout. Et si tu veux vraiment passer au niveau suivant en anglais et avoir un diagnostic de ton anglais, de voir où tu te trouves et où est-ce que tu veux aller, je t'offre ce diagnostic. Contacte-moi et on peut en parler lors d'un appel sans engagement. Envoie-moi un DM. Alright? So, see you soon. Thank you for watching till the